choice I must make. Wake up now for my own sake. These invisible scars on my soul, bleeding out while the world turns away. No savior's coming to rescue me. I am dying.
Welcome in, everybody, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting ready to go racing here for the Lucas Oil Raceway Park, aka also known better as the IRP Raceway. Things are getting ready to get down, dirty, and wicked crazy here tonight in Clermont, Indiana, for race number 4 of 10 of the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down here on the main broadcast cam where these drivers are locked and loaded inside of their race cars. Welcome in, everybody, live to the Booty Scoot Racing channel's I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division, live here tonight at the Indianapolis Raceway Park, getting ready to go racing here tonight. The field is currently working out the qualifying session, and it looks like they are all ready to go. On the pole here tonight will be the number 957 of Chase Johnson. He'll start from the first place position. Looks like we're going to have 3 different heat races here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for you guys to be able to follow around with. We'll have these up into you in just a moment. We'll throw up the grid for race number 1 for the LCQ heat races. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a small field here. 6 cars for heat race number 1. 7 cars, for heat race number 1. We'll get you down here on the main broadcast cam, let you meet your favorite drivers. On the pole from Greenville, South Carolina, here in heat race number 1, driving the Gulf Busch Light number 24, James Fountain. On the outside of him from Greer, South Carolina, driver of the number 88 Hendrick.com late model, Corey Tessner. Driving the number 31 Maccabee Auto Services Gorilla Mine late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Brandon Maccabee. On the outside of him will be the Muncie Collection number 99 late model from New Bern, Dakota, Pignataro. Behind him will be the number 27 Peeler's Apple Ale late model from Landrum, South Carolina, of Adam Peeler. And on the outside of him will be the number 10 Binks Discount Tires late model, the number 10 3-wide television from Asheville, North Carolina, of Ty McIntosh. And starting in the number 18 late model here tonight, shotgun telling the field for heat race number 1, Nate Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a 10 or 15 lap heat race here tonight at the IRP Raceway. Over a half a mile, almost 3/4 mile racetrack here tonight, and Indiana is going to put on some good racing. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll take at least one more lap here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll give us the opportunity to pull up tonight's keys of the race for heat race number 1. The I-85 Asphalt Series rounds out race number 4 of 10 for the late model stock division, live here tonight at the IRP Raceway. We will be back in action on April 28th. That is 2 weeks from now on Tuesday. And ladies and gentlemen, we will have the remaining schedule for you here today. We'll get back to those keys of the race more towards the feature portion part of tonight's event. The pace car should hang the left down on the pit lane. And you folks should get ready to see some of the most action-packed racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's iRacing platform. Fountain on the inside, Tessner on the outside, side by side for what's going to be the opening laps here of heat race number 1. Live here for the Dash for Cash. Race number 4, green flag is in the air. Working down into turns 1 and 2 of heat race number 1, live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will be back in action 2 weeks from now. And ladies and gentlemen, every single one of these guys knows that they're going to have to grab some points here tonight at IRP and keep chasing up the Dash for Cash point standings over the next couple of weeks, as we will officially reach the halfway point in the season 2 weeks from now. Right underneath our cam will be the number 88 and 24 of James Fountain, battling door to door for the race lead. Tessner, big loose off the corner. down into turn 3 and 4. That'll give James Fountain the slight advantage that he needed to clear the number 88. Tessner will undercut, look back down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Try to grab the left rear quarter panel of the number 24 of James Fountain. Dakota Pignataro sails to the top side of the racetrack. He's put the right door on the outside, safe for barrier. That'll back him up 3 wide with the number 10 of Ty McIntosh and Brandon McAbee. Adam Peeler searches out the back straightaway, diving down into turn 3 and 4. Pignataro now 3 wide off of turn 3, down into turn 4. Brandon McAbee able to grab the position over Adam Peeler. He'll be the one to reap the benefit there off that corner. Tessner searching over the back bumper of James Fountain, trying to make something shake. Corey Tessner looks to the inside of that Clements Racing Engines number 88 HendrickCars.com late model. Down into the bottom side of the racetrack, Dakota Pignataro throws a huge slide job, trying to make the pass around the number 31. Just not able to get there, heading off of turn 4. 6 laps to go this next time around. Ty McIntosh trying to run down Corey Tessner, the driver in front of him, who has the sight of the race leader in front of him as they rip down the banking of turn 3 and 4. Heading off of turn 4, coming around the front straightaway, ladies and gentlemen, this will become a night race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 3 heat races. It's one of the biggest races we've had all year, bringing 3 separate heat races. We've yet to do that before. We try to max it out. At most 2 heat races packed out with tons of talent. These guys here tonight will have an extra opportunity for those who get put in that 3rd heat race to go snag some bonus points to their total score. 3 points will go to the winner, 2 to the 2nd place position, and 1 point will go to the 3rd place spot, Tessner will have one more opportunity here, I would imagine, with about 3 laps to go this next time around. If he don't make the move now, he's going around James Fountain trying to make a move. Both of these guys choosing to run the white I-85 Asphalt Series banner on front of their race car windshield. If you see that, indicating that they are a part of what you're watching here on the I-85 Asphalt Series. James Fountain will work his way back around on the top side of the racetrack and try to get around the number 88 of Corey Tessner, who has now moved back to the inside. Left rear quarter panel of James Fountain just can't get the run off turn 2 that he was looking for. This could be the battle for the LCQ heat race win here tonight. In LCQ heat race number 1, Fountain will head off turn 4. He'll see 2 laps to go here at the IRP Raceway, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, heading down into turns 1 and 2. Tessner will maybe have to trade a little bit of paint here with number 24 to get him exactly where he wants to. Fountain gets the advantage off of turn 2, heading down into turn 3 and 4. Fountain drives it really deep down into turns 3 that time, heading off of turn 4. Tessner will have one more opportunity here with white flag in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com, to try to run down the race leader, James Fountain. He'll undercut him here for a slide job. It's not enough. Heading off the exit of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, diving down into turn 3. Tessner, one more opportunity at the back bumper of James Fountain. James Fountain not going to be able to be held off here tonight by Tessner. Checkered flag is in the air. James Fountain wins it. What a finish right there. James Fountain grabs the LCQ heat race win here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. His 4th heat win on the year. So, ladies and gentlemen, heat race number 2 getting ready to take place here tonight. Here are the starting grid lineups for that heat race getting ready to come your way here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll get you down here on the main broadcast cam where these guys are loaded up inside of these race cars. We'll get you introduced to the drivers. Driver the number 40 PSR Products Pacematic late model. That's Michael Johnson. On the outside of him will be the Smithy Speed Shop number 36 late model of Luca Torcott. Driving the number 2 ACR Racing KPG late model from Paces, Virginia, Trace Daniel. On the inside of him will be the Smithy Speed Shop number 72B late model from South Boston, Virginia, of Ace Throckmorton. Starting in the 5th place position here tonight from Princeton, North Carolina, driving the Beats Design late model, the number 6 of Zach Evans. On the outside of him will be the Old Bridge number 29 All-American late model of Phil Bogdan. And driving that 001 ACR Racing late model, Grayson Underwood. So we are getting ready to go back racing here momentarily. The pace car will pull off on the pit lane, and we will get these drivers up and moving here in just a second. Heat race number 1 is in the books. We're scheduled for 2 of them here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we're going to take at least one more lap around this beautiful, almost 3/4 mile racetrack. Here is Heat 1 race results. Fountain, Tesner, McIntosh, Pignataro, and Maccabee were the top 5 drivers, followed by Adam Peeler and Nate Hall. Who's going to win heat race number 2? You're getting ready to find out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Headed your way here in just a moment. Peter, the pace car, does have the lights off on top of that Chevy I-Racing truck, and he will work his way down on the pit lane off into the entrance, of turn 3 and 4. Johnson, Torcott, Throckmorton will be the starting 3 drivers on this LCQ heat race, getting ready for an opportunity to snag 3 bonus points. If you could grab the win here tonight, second place will receive 2, third will receive 1. 7 more drivers round out heat race number 2, looking for an opportunity to go to victory lane and celebrate something here. We got a 75 lap feature right after this. You're not going to want to miss it. Green flag in the air. Michael Johnson steps on it. You have yourself a virtual heat race here tonight for the second time. Down into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Zach Evan in the late model, down on the bottom side off of turn 2. Heading off the back straightaway. Down into turn 3. Trace Daniel trying to work his way back up here. Phil Bogdan gets real tied up the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. But it's side by side. Throckmorton, Johnson battle for the race lead. Johnson will work on the outside of the Throckmorton Triple S late model here. Down into turns 1 and 2. Heading off of turn 2 side by side. Neither one of these guys has lifted up the throttle pedal yet. Down into turn 3 and 4. Throckmorton looking to slide up the racetrack around the Pacematic late model of Michael Johnson. Johnson been killing it in the modified division this season on the dash for cash. Trying to grab a win here tonight in the late model stocks. Diving down into turn 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit of trading paints there between the number 40 and the number 72 of Throckmorton. But here comes the Canadian Luca Torcott down into turn 3. Luca Torcott will throw his Canadian 36 late model down on the bottom side of the racetrack and up off the exit of turn 4. Trace Daniel will fall into line in the 4th place position. He'll move down on the bottom side of the racetrack in that ACR Racing Cadillac late model. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack now stays Trace Daniel. He'll grab the position over Zach Evans if he's able to clear himself. But Grayson Underwood once more down into turn 3 and 4. Daniel trying to work around Evans, but Torcott trying to search around Throckmorton here for the 2nd place position. Michael Johnson has the race lead with 5 laps to go this next time around. Battle off of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. Evans will be door-to-door with Underwood. Johnson has the race lead. The Canadian rounds out the 3rd place spot, followed by that blue and silver 2nd place Throckmorton late model of Ace Throckmorton. Here comes Grayson Underwood, Zach Evans, and Phil Bogdan searching out the back half of the field. Evans trades a little bit of paint there with Underwood. Climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2. Off the exit of turn 2 and heading down the back straightaway. Will be 5 laps to go here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And the ACR Racing late model tries the slide job over the Canadian. Luca Torcott, but Torcott cuts back underneath. He'll look for the undercut around the number 2 of Trace Daniel. Climbing the banking here with 4 laps to go. Here the IRP Raceway heat race number 2. These guys trying to set the field here tonight at the IRP Raceway, where about 28 cars have piled out here tonight for heat race number 2. But race number 4 for the Dash for Cash. Payment will be paid out at race number 10. We have officially reached the halfway point of the season. 2 weeks from now when we head on over to the Southern National Raceway for the doubleheader. It's going to be an absolute banger of a race. Phil Bogdan down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll look to work his way up to the middle portions of the field here in the last closing 2 laps. It'll be white flag next time around for Michael Johnson. He'll see 2 laps to go this time, and he'll see a Canadian of Luca Torcott all in the rear view mirror of that number 40 Pacematic late model. Throckmorton will have at least 2 more laps and 1 more opportunity, I'd imagine, to the back bumper of the Pacematic number 40 of Michael Johnson. How do they elect to play it here down into turn 3 and 4? Johnson throws that Pacematic 40 late model into turn 3 and 4, overdrives it a little bit, but he gets great exit momentum speed. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. We'll have 1 more heat race right after this, folks. You're going to want to stick around and don't miss it. Off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, the Smithy Speed Shot late model Throckmorton will have one more opportunity in the back bumper. Michael Johnson. Johnson will throw the block off of turn 3 and 4. Head across the line where checkered flag is in the air. Johnson will win heat race number 2. Michael Johnson wins LCQ heat race number 2 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in the Dash for Cash race number 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll at least have one more final heat race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here from IRP. We'll pull up the grid, and it doesn't look like it's going to pull up for us just quite yet, so we'll wait for a couple more of these drivers to load up on the field, and we'll get it to you here momentarily. There we go, folks. There are the starting lineups for heat race number 3 here tonight. Patrick McPeak, Dylan Thomas, Chris Schaffner, Lane Woods, Alan Hammerbeck, and Andrew Parnell will be the drivers here in heat race number 3. These guys are loaded up on their race cars. We'll get you down here where you can meet your favorite driver on the pole here for tonight's heat race number 3 from Mountain Area, North Carolina. That's the Grizzly late model of Patrick McPeak. On the outside of him will be the NR3 Design 03 late model from Denison, Texas of Dylan Thomas. Riding the 3rd place spot here tonight from High Point, North Carolina, driving the Fabric Schaffner YouTube late model, Chris Schaffner. Driving the number 92 ACR Racing Life Ring late model in the 4th place position here tonight, Lane Woods. And driving the number 38 HendrickCars.com Hammerbeck late model from Duncan, South Carolina, Alan Hammerbeck. On the outside of him will be the Be Half Beer Bait Customs number 3 Chase Johnson Racing late model of Andrew Parnell. Heat race number 3 getting ready to take place here tonight live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for what's going to be 10 more laps of setting out the qualifying field, where these guys will shake out 75 laps for the feature here tonight. You're going to want to stick it right here. You're not going to miss a damn thing on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 75 laps, 0 sets of tire with 130 to 140 laps in Sunoco Racing Field. These guys will have plenty of race field to get to the end of the race here tonight. What should be one more lap around the IRP Raceway, so it looks like the pace car just doesn't want to come off the racetrack at this giving moment. 2 heat races already have been completed up to this portion part of the night. Heat race number 1 tallied out a little bit like this. James Fountain with the win here tonight. That'll be his 4th straight heat race win here in the season 4 of the late models. Heat race number 2 went like this with Michael Johnson snagging out the win right there over Ace Throckmorton. The Triple S Throckmorton Racing late model has come to life over the recent weeks. How does he elect to play the main event feature here tonight? 75 laps at IRP Raceway. A ton of racing. McPeak, Thomas will be the front 2 drivers here tonight on the heat race. Getting ready to see the pace car hang that left on the pit road. The green flag fly here in just a second. Six drivers round out heat race number 3. 2 of them already completed in the book. Don't forget, folks, you can go check out that YouTube page located on the top right portion of your screen. If you're already watching this video, you already found it. Press the like button, press the subscribe button live here on YouTube. McPeak slops down on the gas. You got yourself a heat race again for the 3rd time here tonight at the IRP Raceway. It's Patrick McPeak, Dylan Thomas, Lane Woods, the top 3 drivers. And Lane Woods will throw the ACR Racing late model down into turn 3 and 4, looking for a 3-wide pass for the race lead. But he's not able to complete the pass that he was looking for. Dylan Thomas will fight back here on the outside. Patty McPeak rolls to the top side of the racetrack here, the IRP Raceway, just trying to make something shake in this number 61 late model. Dylan Thomas, Lane Woods, exchange paint across turns 2 and down the back straightaway. Both of these drivers tied up the racetrack. Coach Dylan Thomas, Lane Woods grabs the 2nd place spot. Look at that beautiful view at the IRP Raceway from Billy DeBlint driver off of turn 1 there. The 92 late model drives it down into the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Dylan Thomas trying to search back for some grip here and run back down that ACR Racing late model that just moved him out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're loving what you're seeing, make sure that you stick around these guys. Not going to spare each other an inch here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, knowing that these guys will move on 2 weeks from now to take on the Southern National Raceway. It'll be a double-header week. That will be the week of April 28th So depending on when or where you are watching this video, whether it is one of our replays, whether you've went back on the channel and watched it, whatever the case may be, make sure you're tuned in on April 28th at the Southern National Raceway and April 27th for the late model stock and modified division. We'll have our doubleheader 2 weeks from now. Right now, though, Chris Schaffner with this mustache on the front of this number 22, trying to run away from Alan Hammerbeck here tonight at the IRP Raceway in heat race number 3, scheduled for 75 laps right after this. You're going to want to stick it right here and not miss a damn thing. Alan Hammerbeck searching down off of turn 2 and back straight away, trying to run down turn 3 to the 22 machine. He'll look for the undercut, trying to bite this number 38 car off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Just can't quite get it to rotate like he wants. Down into turns 1 and 2, Patrick McPeak has the race lead over Lane Woods. Currently at the moment, 4 laps to go. Will be 3 this time around. ACR Racing looking for a heat race win here tonight. Patrick McPeak looking to hold on to it. But here comes Lane Woods, who's had a struggling season 4 here of the late models. He's trying to grab some extra points here, throw them to his bonus points. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack here at IRP Raceway, it's going to be very, very tricky for these guys to get these late models really reacting and acting the way that they want them to. The number 92 of Lane Woods searches down on the bottom side of the racetrack, gets a tad bit loose there. You see him overcorrect the right front tire. Heading across the line, it'll be 2 laps to go here in Dash for Cash, race number 5 at the IRP Raceway. Dylan Thomas, Chris Schaffner round out the 3rd and 4th place position, followed by Alan Hammerbeck and Andrew Parnell. Patrick McPeak has the race lead with Lane Woods all over the back bumper. What will be white flag in the air this time around. Lane Woods cuts Patrick McPeak a break through turns 3 and 4. Last lap here for the heat races tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And we'll have your 75 lap, feature right after this. Don't forget, folks, 2 weeks from now, you don't want to miss the race at the Southern National Raceway on April 28th for the late models. Lane Woods throws it down into turn 3 and 4, looking for the heat race win. Can he get enough? No. Patrick McPeak will hold on. He'll win the heat race here tonight at IRP. Patrick McPeak will win heat race number 3 here tonight at the IRP Raceway from Mountain Area, North Carolina. Patrick McPeak continues his dominating streak here within the I-85 Asphalt Series. Late model stock division, Patrick McPeak wins the heat race. We'll be back here in just a moment with the feature 75 lap scheduled right after this. You're not going to want to miss a thing. We're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here for the feature tonight. 75 laps scheduled at the IRP Raceway. We will advance over here into the night portion part of tonight's event. A couple more guys. Oh, finally, there we go, loading in on our screen. The checker flag must have been thrown. My apologies there for the quite lag, but we'll pull up the race info. Race number 4 getting ready to take place here tonight for the Dash for Cash late model stock division. 10 races are scheduled on the season with payouts coming out at race number 10. These guys are racing for about a $225 purse here, $5 entry fee to race full-time on the I-85 Asphalt Series division, whether it's the Wheeling Modified and or the late model stock division. Got several drivers throughout the field here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for an opportunity to go to victory lane. Chase Johnson has been to the victory lane 2 times already this season. He'll start on the pole here tonight from Greer, South Carolina, and that number 957 blue and green late model. We'll pull up the starting grid here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and give it a quick little thumb through so you're able to see how everybody looks and shakes out throughout the field here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Maybe some of your favorite drivers have the opportunity to go to victory lane here and snack some extra points to their total score. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go racing here momentarily. We're going to give you a little quick rundown of each and every single driver, but we cannot do the original introductions like we usually do because there's just so many cars in the field here tonight. So starting on the front row, driving the number 957, Chase Johnson. On the outside of him will be the ACR Racing number 100 late model from Virginia of Declan Willis. Starting in the second row, driving the Crown Royal number 04 late model, it'll be Walker Matthews. James Fountain will snag out the fourth place position here on the outside second row, followed by Michael Johnson in the number 40. Heat race winner here tonight in heat race number 2, he'll snag P5. Patrick McPeak, heat race winner number 3 from Mount Airy, North Carolina, will start in the 6th place position, followed by Corey Riptide Tessner, the number 88 Chase Johnson Racing, HendrickCars.com late model. On the outside of him will be the number 72 Smithy Speed Shop B, South Boston, Virginia late model of Ace Throckmorton. Ty McIntosh will drive the Binks Design 3-wide television number 10 late model here tonight from Asheville, North Carolina. He'll try to bring this Dodge Charger late model to the front. Lane Woods driving the Alaris by here, pay here, number 92 ACR Racing late model will start in the 9th place position here tonight on the Beatty Scoot Racing channel. And behind him will be the number NR3 Design 03 late model from Denison, Texas of Dylan Thomas. Trace Daniel will drive that number 2 ACR Racing KPG late model from Pacers, Virginia here tonight at the IRP Raceway. He'll look to make his name here tonight and work his way up through the field. Dakota Pignataro will grab the number 99 Muncie Collection late model and drive its way from the 14th place spot here tonight. Can Dakota hold on here late? On the outside of him will be the number 36 Smithy Speed Shop Cassier Pro Color late model, the Canadian Luca Torcott. Driving the number 31 Maccabee Auto Services Gorilla Mine late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Grimmy Brandon Maccabee. Driving the number 22 Fabric Schaffner late model from High Point, North Carolina, Chris Schaffner. Driving the ACR Racing number 01 late model, Grayson Underwood. Driving that number 38 HendrickCars.com Longhorn chassis late model from Duncan, South Carolina of Allen Hammerbeck. Driving the number 01 ACR Racing Blue Ridge Pro Service late model, Grayson Underwood. Don't want to skip over him here. He just snipped on right by me. The number 6 Mi-Fi late model from Binks Design from Princeton, North Carolina of Zach Evans. Adam Peeler will drive the number 27 Peeler's L late model, followed by Phil Bogdan, Andrew Parnell, and what's going to be Nate Hall in the number 18 on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll leave Chase Johnson up front here with the race lead, getting ready to climb the banking here, the IRP Raceway behind Peter the Base Car. You are set, folks, getting ready to watch some of the most action-packed racing here tonight. 75 laps are what we're scheduled for, 40 mile per hour down pit lane, 110 to 125 laps on Sunoco Racing Fuel here tonight at IRP. So these drivers have plenty of fuel to get themselves to the end. The pace car will take at least one more lap around the racetrack here tonight on the Beatty Scoot Racing channel. That allows us to throw up tonight's keys of the race. Qualifying will be key number 1 here tonight as they head underneath the wheel and caution lines. Why do we say that? Well, folks, if you do not have any right front tire or any kind of tire remaining in tonight's event, you will not have a chance to go to victory lane. You needed to qualify greatly there or do good in your heat race. Finally, you're going to want to save that right front tire and choose whether it's going to be the top or bottom lane that you think is going to get brought in here tonight at the IRP Raceway. That's one of the several great things about this beautiful racetrack is you absolutely have the choice from whether you're going to run the top or the bottom side of the racetrack. These drivers will get the opportunity here tonight. Pace car heads down on the down on the pit lane, Checker flag at me. Green flag is getting ready to fly in the air here for Chase Johnson to kick off race number 4 at IRP. Green flag is in the air. Working off the turn 2 exit and heading down the back straightaway. Battle for the race lead. Everybody trying to hold their late models into one piece as they climb the banking here through turns 3 and 4. This will be a day-to-night race, folks, so the lights will come on at some portion at tonight's event. Fountain trying to make a move here on the outside. That's heat race winner number 1. He's in the 4th place position now on that blue and orange late model. He'll pull door to door with what's going to be Walker Matthews off of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. 77 laps completed here tonight. That will make out right at about 60 miles here tonight at the 80 miles, excuse me, at the IRP Raceway. Not a soul going to give an inch here tonight to any late model in the field. Really going to be able to see with these late models the rubber be kicked up off of the corners. You'll see the marbles stack up in the top side lane at the IRP Raceway. Well, here at IRP, where these guys have tons of options to move around the racetrack, whether they want to go to the top, bottom, and or middle. The higher that they go on the racetrack and those marbles sit, you're in trouble, folks. If you get caught up there lacking, you'll lose all the grip in your late model, and you may find yourself in that outside safer barrier. Right now, though, battle for the race lead contending on our screen between Chase Johnson, and Declan Willis. Declan Willis will drive this number 100 late model around Chase Johnson, the pole sitter here tonight from Greer, South Carolina. Declan Willis has the race lead here at IRP. Five laps into tonight's IRP Raceway Dash for Cash race number 4. I think it's only right we get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series. Fast and loud. Cranking it up fast and loud here at the IRP Raceway. Declan Willis has the race lead over Chase Johnson and James Fountain. Walker Matthews rounds out the 4th place spot, followed by Ace Throckmorton in the 5th place position. Single file here for about the 7th place spot on forward. Here tonight as Lane Woods tries to work around the number 61 on Patrick McPeak. Nobody sparing each other an inch here tonight. One of these guys battling a little bit of internet connection issues. That's Walker Matthews in that Crown Royal number 04 machine. Side by side for the 2nd place position will go James Fountain. And Declan Willis will bring up our first battle box here tonight at IRP. Fountain gets around Declan Willis there off the exit of turn 4. Great move from the number 24 Gulf late model. Chase Johnson will redeem the race lead. Not entirely sure what happened there to Declan Willis. Chase Johnson in that blue and green late model leading the race lead. He is a 3-time champion here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division and a 18-time winner. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the number 04 of Walker Matthews. He'll try to fight back here with the number 72 of Ace Throckmorton. They'll trade paint into turn 1. Nobody moving around here going to spare even the slightest millimeter to the car near them. Lane Woods sees a 2-wide battle in front of him. So does Patty McPeak. Patrick McPeak trying to do everything he knows possible. He'll put the bumper to the RS Race Care 72 late model. And Lane Woods will just shove Ace Throckmorton up the racetrack there into turn 1. Contact made from Patrick McPeak. He'll get the number 72 loose off of turn 2. An absolutely brutal shot there into turn 3. You see the sun starting to come down on the racetrack and peek through the windshield. A majority of these drivers' race cars. Let's see if we can't get on board with Ace Throckmorton out the roll bars. He works off turn 2 and down the back straightaway. This will give you a really good solid look into turn 3 and 4. Look at the way that sun blinds these race car drivers. 3 wide in front of the number 72 of Throckmorton. Lane Woods trying to go door to door with Walker Matthews. Declan Willis falling backwards here early. Lap 16 complete out of the 75. Throckmorton trying to hold on to this Triple S Throckmorton Racing late model from South Boston. Can he get the slide job over the number 100 of Declan Willis? You damn betcha. Willis in trouble here early. Is he trying to fall back, save a little bit of Hoosier rubber? Here comes Patrick McPeak. He'll change his line up to the top side of the racetrack, trying to get a little bit of momentum and roll to the back bumper of the number 100 late model of Declan Willis. Right now, though, James Fountain losing touch to the race leader, Chase Johnson, off of turn 4. 17 laps are completed out of the schedule, 77 here tonight. Trace Daniel works on the inside of the PSR Pacematic late model of Michael Johnson. Both of these guys will work door to door down into turns 1 and 2. Trace Daniel in the ACR Racing late model trying to get up from the bottom to the top side of the racetrack. Just can't quite put his foot down like he was looking for. Here comes Corey Riptide Tessner riding on board the number 88 late models. He tries to wait to get back to the gas, trying to run down the Pacematic late model. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looking in at what is going to be an absolute beautiful race here tonight. Nobody has put a bumper to nobody and caused any kind of incident problem up to this portion part of tonight. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody on the racetrack, and hopefully if they're tuning into the live stream here tonight, they are not going to let that affect the way that they are racing currently. I want to remind everybody, 2 weeks from now, we will head on over to the Southern National Raceway, where you're going to want to make sure that you're stuck around, because you're not going to want to miss a damn thing. I cannot wait to get to Hickory after that Southern National race 2 weeks after that. That is going to be probably one of the better races here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to attend. So make sure you're pressing that subscribe button. If you have already found us, you're watching tonight's event here on a beautiful Tuesday night late model racing. Make sure you press that subscribe button. We would love to have you. The number 92 of Lane Woods in the grass down there, trying to hold on to this late model. Not entirely sure what's going on in the Lane Woods as you check out the remaining broadcast here. Schedule that we have heading your way here in the coming weeks. Lane Woods battling some kind of issue here in this number 92 late model on the bottom side of the racetrack. He just gave the grass a free haircut, so that'll save the lawn care some time this week coming up. Lane Woods, folks, has fallen backwards big time here in the ACR Racing late model. Single file right now, passing, really coming hard right now here inside of the late model stock division, as the tire temperatures have probably reached max temperature at this point. I would imagine we're already almost a third of the way through tonight's race at the IRP Raceway. A couple of weeks ago, we ran about 130 laps, and we ran 120. 2 weeks from now, we'll run 150 at Southern National. Tonight at 75 around this almost 3/4 miles racetrack here in Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, not a guy here tonight has not put on a show trying to get extra positions. You really have the advantage here inside of the corners, where you can kind of maximize your quarter entry speed, exit speed, excuse me. And what I mean by that is guys like Dylan Thomas here in this number 03 late model behind Ty McIntosh. Ty McIntosh may be rolling this middle lane right here, but this really gives Dylan Thomas the opportunity to maybe roll off the gas before going into the corner entry early, and maybe getting in there deeper, maybe trying to slide job this number 10, getting the arc down to the bottom side of the racetrack and coming up off the exit high. But right now, though, Ty McIntosh doing a really great job in this number 10 Dodge Charger late model of defending the 03 of Dylan Thomas. You see Thomas kind of search a little bit there, a little higher through turns 1 and 2. Will he eventually write something in his notebook, trying to make the pass later for tonight's event? Here comes the Canadian. He'll work down on the middle to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to get around Dylan Thomas, just not able to hold on to the race car quite like he was looking for. We'll check back at that battle later here in just a moment. James Fountain loses the second place spot, to the number 04 of Walker Matthews. You'll see Fountain get up off the gas there a little bit early to try to get that late model pointed. That nose down on the bottom side. He'll lose a little bit momentum as Walker Matthews continues to rip the top side of the racetrack. That'll pull another car length or two between Walker Matthews and James Fountain. Meanwhile, though, it's all Chase Johnson here at the IRP Raceway heading off of turn 2. Chase Johnson has the race lead here in the number 957 Racing late models. He heads down into turn 1 and 2. You hear Johnson not really much on the brake, just rolling hard, trying to get a very wide arc down into the bottom of turn 1 and 2 so he can get his foot back to the throttle and get some really good exit speed there in that number 957 late model. James Fountain will close the distance up big time to the number 04 of Walker Matthews into turn 3 and 4. Don't want to be that guy, but it maybe looks like James Fountain has really begun to find something here in turn 3 and 4. Whether he's adjusted the brake bias dial and got a little bit of the nose weight jet to the front of the race car, trying everything possible he knows in his notebook of racing to try to work his way to the front of the field. Here comes Ace Throckmorton in that number 72 late model. He's got a mirror full of number 61 of Patrick McPeak and the number 100 of Declan Willis right behind him. Top 6 drivers battling it out here for the lead at the IRP Raceway. And officially, folks, we're almost at the halfway point. 31 laps into tonight's event out of the schedule, 77 laps, which rounded us right at about 80 miles here tonight at the IRP Raceway. Ty McIntyre's group slowly emerging back into the picture. Michael Johnson has separated himself from the front half pack. Maybe Corey Tessner putting a little bit of move here. He's starting to work his way up through the front half of the field. Corey Tessner, 2 weeks ago on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, won the Hard Charger Award, started 24th on the field, drove himself all the way up to the second place position, 22 spots gained 2 weeks ago for Corey Tessner. Patrick McPeak here trying everything he knows to run down the number 72 late model in front of him of Ace Throckmorton. Throckmorton mirror driving at this current moment as he approaches about quarter to halfway through the middle lane, trying to roll to the top side. The number 61 of Patrick McPeak not able to hold on to his race car right there and make the momentum move off of turn 4. It's a little bit better through turns 1 and 2 right now. Declan Willis starting to match the lap times of the guys in front of him. Lane Woods, Trace Daniels. All of these ACR Racing late models run nose to tail, 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, 7th, and 8th place position. James Fountain really challenging this Walker Matthews 04 Crown Royal machine. He'll drive it deep into turns 1 and 2 there. You see Fountain working the wheel big time loose off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Lap traffic slowly emerging in front of us though for Chase Johnson, the race leader. How does he elect to play the guys in front of him? Who is going to be lap traffic guy number 1 here tonight? Maybe going to look like it's going to be the number 18 of Nate Hall. He'll be running for his life here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, trying to stay on that lead lap. Green all the way through at this point. 36 laps have been completed. Look at our little battle box cam going on right here for the 4th place spot, being held up by Ace Throckmorton. Throckmorton not going to give an inch here tonight. We're going to throw it up to the battle box. We'll be back here in just a moment. We'll leave it side by side. You folks won't miss a thing. Battle for the 4th place spot. And welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Watching the battle box here develop as Patrick McPeak gets the inside worked on him by the number 92 of Lane Woods. Nobody sparing each other an inch, but it's been some clean racing up to this point here tonight. We know we say that quite often. It's one of our slogans here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but we've officially gotten our first lap traffic car here tonight. It's going to be the number 18 of Nate Hall. Nate Hall has lost the lead lap here. He is currently registered as the lucky dog. No wave arounds here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. So if you lose the lap, the only way to get it back will be as the lucky dog contender. Nate Hall is going to have to defend off the guys in front of him that is going to soon be lapped down as well. The next guy involved will be Phil Bogdan in this number 29 late model. He's got a mirror full of Chase Johnson, the race leader, who's separated himself from Walker Matthews. Chase Johnson comes into tonight's event sitting on the pole. Chase Johnson, two-time winner this season already on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He's a three-time champion. It's what I meant to say. Showtime Chase Johnson has won all three championships that we've had here in the late model stock division. He'll search here in season 4 to try to grab his 4th championship of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Chase Johnson definitely knows how to work this speed around the late model stocks. Didn't really have the season that he was looking for in the wheel and modified divisions back in season 2 and 1. Chase Johnson won 3 of those modified races that he participated in, but majority of season 2 and 1 was dominated by Adam Fulford. Working on the bottom side, looks like Declan Willis will slide job the number 61 of Patrick McPeak there. Hold on to his spot as we work lap number 45 here tonight of the 77 scheduled underneath the tally book. Clean so far here through tonight's event, caution free up to this point. 45 laps are complete. Johnson's the race leader. Walker Matthews is second, followed by James Fallon. They'll work their way around the lap traffic guy of Nate Hall. Throckmorton snagged the 4th place position, followed by Lane Woods in the top 5 spot. Declan Willis, Patrick McPeak, right there behind him, trying to make something shake. Throckmorton will work to the inside of the lap traffic machine of the number 18 of Nate Hall. Those two guys will move back and forth. Nate Hall will get out of the way of the Throckmorton 72 late model and just let him right on by. Right now, at this given point, Phil Bogdan has yet to be passed by Chase Johnson. So Nate Hall in the move for the lucky dog spot, but he needs to hold on to it. Phil Bogdan will lose the spot through turns 3 and 4. Does Bogdan fight back here? No. Now Phil Bogdan will lose the lap here underneath the green flag conditions. He'll be registered a lucky dog, and he won't be able to have it long as Adam Peeler has a mirror full of the race leader, Chase Johnson. Nate Hall hits that outside wall there, going backwards quick as the rest of the field tries to work their way around the lap traffic car of the number 18 of Nate Hall. 29 laps to go in the Dash for Cash race number 4, live here at the IRP Raceway. That is the Lucas Oil International Raceway Park. Tons of different drivers have worked their careers here at the IRP Raceway. Used to be the home of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. They have brought that series back. The Busch Series, or better known as the Grand National Series, better known now in 2026 as the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series for NASCAR, used to make their annual trip here to the IRP Raceway. Used to put on some of the most best racing known to man. Parnell will get out of the way here as the lap traffic car allows the 2nd and 3rd place fighting contenders to right around him. Some great racing going on here tonight at IRP. Respectful at that. Look at these two ACR Racing teammates battle it out. Lane Woods, Declan Willis, both of these guys might not see eye to eye on a weekly basis as teammates, but they chill out in the Discord, communicate back and forth with one another as a team. ACR Racing having some bad, fast late models here recently with inside of the Dash for Cash, slowly knocking on the back door to a top 5, maybe a win here in the coming weeks. They just need to keep consistent. Nobody's had anything for Chase Johnson this season. 4 races have been completed. He's a 2-time winner on the year. He's running down Adam Peeler, but Adam Peeler fighting hard to stay on the lead lap. Parnell gets out of the way up here in this number 3 machine. He'll allow Throckmorton to drive right on by that number 72. That's the 4th place spot. Declan Willis, the ACR Racing teammates, are going to have to figure it out with lap traffic up ahead. Looks like Lane Woods will give up the spot there to Declan Willis and let him ride on by Andrew Parnell. Lap traffic car working back here. Here comes Chase Johnson off of turn 2, all over the back bumper of this number 27 late model of Adam Peeler. Can Chase Johnson be fortunate enough to put a couple more guys a lap down here? Every time Chase Johnson's able to put a guy a lap down, he knows it's going to be one less spot that he may have to fight or contend for later on in tonight's event. Remember, folks, no waiver rounds here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. The only way to get your lap back is going to be through that lucky dog spot. So these guys are going to have to fight, fight, fight. In the great words of Donald Trump, heading down the back straightaway with 23 laps to go. Michael Johnson on the inside of the lap traffic machine of Andrew Parnell. Corey Tessner has gone backwards here, one spot from where he started. This orange and gray late model, the number 88, will work over the back bumper of Patty McPeak. Lane Woods off the back straightaway now. He's got a mirror full of Patrick McPeak. Declan Willis, his teammate, is absolutely took off and sailed away from him. So definitely Lane Woods must have been causing up the traffic jam, holding up the guys behind him, Does Corey Tessner allow this game to keep on playing? How does he work his way around the number 61 of Patrick McPeak, who looked to undercut him off of turn 2? But it's not going to be enough. Lane Woods trying to hold his position. He'll fight back the number 61 down the back straightaway. Lane Woods trying to just defend his position. These two orange late models of Patrick McPeak and Tessner now get door to door. They'll be battling door to door for the 7th place spot. Lane Woods going to enjoy seeing this in his mirror. They'll lean on each other through turns 1 and 2. Trading paint, Tessner, McPeak. "19 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. There is not an inch being spared right now. One on the outside wall. That's Lane Woods. Tessner going to have to decide how to race it. Johnson on the bottom of Corey. Tessner contacts me. The rear wheels are lifted up off the ground. Tessner goes around. Do we keep it green? Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will have to back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see exactly what just took place there. Corey Riptide Tessner absolutely getting beat, banged, obliterated there by Michael Johnson in the number 40 machine, and Tessner's able actually to hold on to it. A little happy there on the caution flag, but that is A-okay. We'll back it up one more time, get a look. Tessner already getting annihilated right there from the number 40. Maybe looks like Michael Johnson just misjudged the corner by accident, trying to stay off of Corey Tessner. Tessner's able to keep it up and moving though. We're back here on the main broadcast camera. Peter the pace car has worked his way out on the racetrack. This will be our first caution flag here tonight. 60 laps are completed for 2 different lead changes. We're back here in just a moment. You're not going to miss a thing. We'll go back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Here is the remaining schedule for the I-85 Asphalt Series, the late model stock division. We will head on over to the Southern National Raceway on April 28th. That is a Tuesday night for the late model stock divisions. The night before that, on Monday, the 27th, will be the modified division at Southern National. We'll have the doubleheader showdown for the I-85 Asphalt Series. 2 weeks from now, you're not going to want to miss a thing, and then I cannot wait to get over to Hickory Motor Speedway, which I believe is probably going to be one of the better races all year long. Right now, though, we're behind Peter the pace car off the tail cam of the pace car at the current moment. Got a couple guys working their way up through the field exactly where it needs to be. Looks like Michael Johnson will receive the EOL for aggressive driving there. You cause the caution inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. You do receive the EOL penalty. That is the end of line. So You want to make sure that you're trying to race as clean as possible, but you want to make sure you do it good as well. It doesn't matter if you cause the caution and or if you're involved in it. If you are a part of the caution flag, you will go to the tail end of the field. That is just how it works, unless the admin despises otherwise, and maybe they've seen something that we don't see up here in the booth. We're just broadcast members and fans, folks. Don't forget that. We do not make the racing calls here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We, however, though, are underneath the caution flag for what's going to be the first time here tonight. We have had one caution flag. 2 of those have been for the opening portion parts of tonight's event, obviously, to kick it off. We paced around for a little bit. However, though, we've only had 2 different lead changes here tonight. That was Declan Willis around Chase Johnson for the race lead, and then Johnson right back around Willis, where he has not looked back ever since. The lights are still on top of that pace car, indicating to us as fans and broadcasters that we will go racing this next time around, as Peter the pace car will be on the REC Racing Electronics, scanner, communicating back and forth with the track workers. Him and Freddie the flagman are communicating at this very moment. Freddie the flagman will hold those flags straight vertically up this time around, indicating to the field that they will be doubling up to go racing this time. We get the question often here inside of the Booty Scoot Racing channel when they see the modifieds and late models shake out a race or two. They always ask, where is the choose rule? Do these guys get the opportunity to pick where they want to start? That question would be the answer to no. However, it is viewer discretion advised with the leader when it comes to the restart. So what that means is the outside guy has to use his sights and vision to indicate when the leader may or may take off here in the restart zone, as Chase Johnson slaps back down on the gas. We're back racing here, the IRP Raceway. Green flags back in the air here for race number 4 of the Dash for Cash. Heading off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, working their way back up to full speed. 50 plus laps underneath the green flag condition. These guys, how many of them saved for this exact moment, hoping for a caution flag late in tonight's event? If they helped and worked and held on to their tires, these guys should definitely be outlooked over the rest of the guys. Meaning, well, we got one loose. That's Chris Schaffner around on the inside wall. Can he hold on to the race car? Do we keep it green? Schaffner back out on the racetrack. Here we got one loose as well. That's Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas off the racetrack. Can we keep it green? Beautiful call from the admin. 2 guys by themselves, single car spins. And we keep it green. Couldn't ask for anything better. 11 laps remain here in Dash for Cash, race number 4. Schaffner off the pace after going around. Dylan Thomas right in front of him made the same mistake. Both of these guys in the inside grass. How can they rebound here with 10 laps to go? Battles all over the racetrack. Patty McPeak, Corey Tessner, not sparing each other an inch. Ty McIntyre has joined the picture. 3 orange late models battle it out for the 5th place spot. Meanwhile, this has allowed Chase Johnson to absolutely check out to the race lead here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel after the restart. Getting a chance to cool off the temperatures inside of the Hoosier tires will work miracles. Lane Woods in the outside safer barrier off of turn 2. Brandon McAbee will put the bumper to the ACR Racing late model. He's wanting to move his way up through the field. Brandon McAbee subbing in for John Michael Bryant here on full time for the rest of the season in this 31 group. John Michael Bryant must be happy with what he sees. Brandon McAbee undercuts the Canadian Lane Woods for position, trying to get around Grayson Underwood. Brandon McAbee once more here in the IRP Raceway, working his way up through the field. Can he complete the pass up turn 4? Got one loose down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Caution flag is out at Zach Evans. Caution flag out here on the racetrack for Zach Evans, and we will back that ass up here for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Zach Evans and why he was so damn slow on the front straightaway. Maybe looked like contact made there. Riding across the front straightaway, the Canadian, pow! Hard on the inside wall goes Zach Evans. A huge shot to that red and yellow number 6 modified, and it kind of gives me a strawberry white grape kind of tender to it. But we'll back that ass up, take one more look here, riding out the front nose of the Mi-Fi late model. Boom, hard on the inside for the mustache man, Zach Evans from Princeton, North Carolina. A huge shot there for his late model. Thought we were able to keep it green. We were able to keep those two self-spinning cars green. But the number 6, the Zach Evans, will go around here on the front straightaway. Huge damage for Zach Evans as the rest of the field slows it down for where is the pace car. Oh, he's still on pit lane, but he'll work his way off this time around. And ladies and gentlemen, cautions breed cautions. Hearing from the overtime, we may be close to the overtime from the admin. We'll see how that shakes out. You won't miss a thing. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I want to give a huge shout out to NR3 Designs, making the custom paints and liveries and custom numbers all over the Trading Paints iRacing platforms. Go check them out today. Get you a free, not a free, but a custom paint scheme made today. Check them out on Instagram at NR3_designs. Ladies and gentlemen, tell Neil Rutt that the I-85 Asphalt Series sent you. Keys of the race here tonight have absolutely been wrong for us. What do we mean by that, folks, entirely? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. We wrote down some keys of the race here tonight that we thought maybe was going to be impactful to tonight's race, and really there's only been one of those keys that's came into the point here tonight, and that is saving that right front tire and corner entry. So 2 keys better at that. So we'll double file them up this time around, or at least we might take one more lap. Yeah, we'll take at least one more lap as the lights are still on top of the pace car. We'll work the track facts here tonight. 75 laps is what we're scheduled for. We will head to the overtime here per the admin. So they'll get 2 attempts at the green-white checkered here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. How this works here is the overtime. They will have 2-lap shootout for the win here tonight at the IRP Raceway. However, though, folks, if they do not get the checker flag on the conclusion of the first one, this is how it will work out. These guys will line up double file right now exactly how they are. The green flag will fly in the air this next time around. These drivers will have exactly 2 laps to try to figure it all out. White flag will be in the air when they come back around. If they do get the white flag, all hands are off for the admin. First person back to the checker flag will win the race here tonight for the Dash for Cash. However, intentionally wrecking is absolutely permitted. If these guys do wreck, though, before the white flag is in the vicinity of being reached, we will re-wreck them one more time for one final chance. Overtime here in the IRP Raceway for Dash for Cash, race number 4. 2 weeks from now, we double them up at Southern National with the modified. Green flag is in the air for the overtime. Johnson will work across the front bumper of the 04 Walker Matthews. They get down to the bottom side of the racetrack in his blue and green late model. Everybody goes door to door, 3 wide through the middle parts of the field, down the back straightaway. Diving down into turn 3 and 4. White flag will be in the air, presented to you by AFLglobal.com. Last lap here tonight in Dash for Cash, race number 4. Walker Matthews will have one more opportunity at the back bumper of Chase Johnson, the 3-time champion. Declan Willis drives back up to the 3rd place spot, but Chase Johnson going to be able to hold on using lessons learned over 4 seasons to bring home his 19th late model stock win. Chase Johnson wins the race here tonight for the 3rd time this season inside of the late model stock division. For Chase Johnson Racing on the Booty Scoot Racing, Chancellor, the team driver owner, will win here tonight at IRP. Walker Matthews will runner-up here, 2nd place spot in the Crown Royal number 04. He'll take the runner-up bonus points here tonight. What a run for the Crown Royal team. 3rd place will go to the ACR Racing number 100 South Boston driver, of Declan Willis. After leading a little bit of laps here tonight, dropped backwards big time and throughout the field. He'll snag back for a third place finish position. But it's all Chase Johnson winning the race here tonight at the IRP Raceway for the Dash for Cash. Race number 4 from Greer, South Carolina. He'll work back around on the front straightaway here. We'll have the post-race show when we return. The HendrickCars.com late model of Chase Johnson wins it at the IRP Raceway.
And new adrenaline is screaming in my veins, breaking all the gravity and chains. A dead end is
Welcome back here on the Ready Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to kick off the post-race show where Chase Johnson has just won his 18th or 19th late model stock division win here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Fans are on their feet for the number 97 as he climbs, the number 957, excuse me, as he climbs out of his race car. We'll see what he has to say. You guys got a copy? Go ahead.
Down here in Victory Lane for the I-85 Asphalt Series Dash for Cash race number 4 on our post-race show with the number 957 HendrickCars.com late model of Chase Johnson. Chase, you'll go back-to-back here, and you'll win, I believe it's your 16th or 17th total I-85 late model race. Kind of walk us through what you've seen here tonight at IRP. A very, very clean race for the majority part of some respectful lap traffic as well. Just kind of talk about what you've seen out the front windshield.
Yeah, really fun race overall. A lot of guys that don't really run up front. Surprising tonight. I didn't really know what to expect after the first caution. I didn't really know how guys' tires were. I thought I did an okay job at trying to save tires while leading and going through lap traffic, but never really know. But I was a little worried about Danny. Teammate told me that he probably had a little bit better tire, so was a little bit worried, but we had a good restart and was able to fire off pretty good there. But overall, can't thank the team enough, giving us another really fast car. Going back-to-back, it means a lot, but you got to think about the longer picture, and that's kind of winning the championship. So it's only race 4, and we've got 6 more to go. So still a long way to go. So just got to keep our head focused.
That's Chase Johnson. He'll look to three-peat it 2 weeks from now when we go to the doubleheader showdown at Southern National with the Wheeler Modified. We'll scoot down here to the second-place position runner-up here tonight at the IRP Raceway. Driver the number 04, Walker Matthews. Brad Matthews, excuse me. Brad, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at IRP. This Crown Royal definitely had some speed in it. It was bad fast here, kind of dribbled through the field late. Walk us through what you've seen.
Yeah, start of the race felt good. Haven't really raced this track a lot. I had a little bit of practice, did some testing, and found some speed during practice and qualifying. Qualified third and had a good run. Stayed behind Chase, battled with James for second for a little bit. Got up to second, stayed there for a while. Kind of fell back, tried to save as much as I could, but didn't save enough to have a battle with Chase. But it was a good race, everyone. Can't thank SSS Stockmorton Racing and Foster Smithies for the spotting and crew chief.
That's the 04 of Walker Matthews to bring home a runner-up position here tonight at IRP. Let's go down here to the third-place position. Driver the number 100 ACR Racing late model of Danny Willis. Danny, kind of walk us through your race here tonight. This 100 machine, we got out front early, led some laps, set on the pole. Kind of walk us what went wrong midway through the race.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Set pole, we're doing good. I was trying to fall back to save a little bit, trying to find a hole where I could set my own pace. And I think I saved a little bit too much because at the end I was pretty good, but it turns out that I think I saved a little bit too much there.
That's the ACR Racing number 100 late model driver of Danny Willis. He'll bring home the third-place spot here tonight. We'll scoot down to the Busch Light number 24 Gulf late model of James Fallon. James, if these heat races paid out more points, you'd probably be the points leader. 4 heat race wins in a row for you in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Kind of walk us through what happened out the front windshield here tonight, battling hard for second place.
Yeah, I really wish the heat did pay more. I'd probably have some good points by now. But rode a bad fast car tonight. I just wasn't able to get everything I wanted out of it. But I was just happy to finally get a good finish here tonight, and want to thank my teammates. Give a shout out to Chase for getting the win and Corey for getting the top 10 there. That's what we aim to get every night. So as long as we get that, I'm happy.
At the 24, James Fountain, this will definitely move him up the standings here, grabbing another heat race win and then grabbing a top 5 on top of it. We'll scoot down to the top 5 finisher, though, the driver number 10, Hooters late model, of Ty McIntosh from North Carolina. And Ty, you had to put on for North Carolina. You had 2 South Carolina drivers in the top 5 as well. Kind of walk us what happened in front of the number 10 late model as you had your hands full early driving through the field.
Yeah, we definitely had a couple incidents happen on our nose, and we kind of got involved in a couple of them, rubbed some paint. But no, man, we kind of missed it in qualifying to decent in the heat, so we started 10th, and then kind of I hit in 23 O's, 23 ones most of the race, and just kind of saving our stuff, and then slowly worked our way back up through there. So it wasn't pretty this time, that's for sure. I think this is the most that I've kind of had to get my elbows out and race these guys hard. But I enjoyed it tonight, so we will take a 5th. That's a huge for us in the points, and we'll head on to the next race.
There you have it. That's the driver, the number 10, Ty McIntosh. He'll head back to North Carolina and get ready to stay home for the Southern National Raceway 2 weeks from now. We'll throw it back up to the booth for the rest of the post-race show.
And back up here to the booth. We appreciate it down there on pit road, as doing it as great as always here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here for the post-race show at the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, where it will wrap up and do it for the race recap. Showtime. Chase Johnson wins the race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll be his 3rd on the season, and that'll be his, like I said, 16th, 17th, 8th, somewhere within that big almost 20 mark range win category here for the I-85 Asphalt Series. We'll put the results one more time for the feature here tonight. Chase Johnson wins it. Walker Matthews, Declan Willis, James Fountain, Ty McIntosh, the top 5 drivers. Corey Tessner, Hayes Throckmorton, Alan Hammerbeck, Patrick McPeak, and Adam Peeler will shake out the top 10. Michael Johnson, Dakota Pignataro, Dylan Thomas, Brandon McAbee will round out the top 14 drivers with Grayson Underwood, Chris Schaffner, the Canadian Luca Torcott, rounding out 16th and 17th place position, followed by Phil Bogdan in the 18th place spot. Trace Daniel, Nate Hall, Zach Evans, Lane Woods, and Andrew Parnell was how they shook out the rest of the field here tonight at the IRP Raceway. That'll do it for us, folks, here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll bring up the schedule one more time. Want to remind folks, 2 weeks from now, that is April 28th, on Southern National Raceway, the doubleheader with the modifieds as they take on the Southern National on Monday, April 27th. You want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you are watching currently right now, you have found it. Make sure you press that subscribe button. You're not going to miss a thing here in the next couple weeks on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Championship race for the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League. Friday night at Charlotte. You're not going to miss it. We'll see you then.